Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
Hayden Christensen went to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, and ironically, Disney posted it and took it down that very same day on Twitter, and then reposted it because everyone saw it, we took screenshots, we posted it on social media, and I think now the question is almost not even having to be asked anymore of will Hayden reprise his role as Anakin Skywalker in Episode 9? I think we can all assume it's a big fat yes. It's going to be one of the bigger reveals in the movie, Episode 9 at least, and we don't know what role Anakin would play other than possibly a Force ghost, because he did appear at the end of Return of the Jedi as a Force ghost, and Hayden did play the special editions version of the Force Ghost. God damn you, George Lucas! But Hayden has really re-emerged in the Star Wars fandom over the past year and a half. Coming to Star Wars Celebration was a big thing because he's been to a few, he comes to one or two from a time or two, but he really isn't a big public figure in the Star Wars fandom. But we've talked about this before, the prequels are not as looked down upon as they were when they came out, and so a lot of the fans that are prequel fans who were kids when the prequels came out, a lot of them are grown up now and look back on them with a different light, and so they look at Hayden Christensen as their Star Wars actor. I mean, I'll tell you a personal story. When I was really young and Revenge of the Sith was coming out, I really wanted to grow my hair out like Anakin in the movie. Then I realized, fuck that, and that didn't happen, but still, I was a kid, and I looked at Hayden because he was the Anakin Skywalker. He was the Star Wars figure that I was growing up with at that time, and that's something that a lot of us can relate to. A lot of Star Wars fans who were growing up during the prequel era can relate to. So Hayden coming back in Episode 9 would really accomplish what I think JJ's trying to do, and that's, tie in all episodic films of the Skywalker saga, all 8 of them, while also having The Rise of Skywalker stand on its own. But if you bring a character like Hayden back, if you bring him back to reprise his role as Anakin, we know he's going to be a Force ghost. But what's he going to actually do? Is he just going to smile and wave at the camera at the end of it like they did with Return of the Jedi? I don't think so. I would really hope that he would talk to Kylo Ren, and if he does talk to Kylo Ren, I think if Kylo Ren does turn to the light side, let's say does become redeemed, I think, his grandfather, the one he idolizes so much, might be the one to do it. And I think that would be very interesting, because one of the oddest, and I hate to be like this, but one of the stupidest things about the sequel trilogy is that Kylo Ren doesn't seem to know that his grandfather turned back to the light. They kept it a secret from him that his grandfather was Darth Vader, I believe. I'm not sure how the new canon works all the time. I didn't read the new book about Leia, but still, it seems like no one's told Kylo, not Luke, Leia, Han, Snoke, anyone who knew that Vader turned to the light at the end. No one goes, oh, hey, by the way, Ben, homeboy turned good at the end, right? He saved the galaxy. No one's told him that, and if they haven't, that's oddly stupid. But if they have, he might be, in denial and just, stubborn about the whole thing. Sure, emo shit, no one cares. But still, Hayden coming back as Anakin will satisfy a lot of fans. And there's going to be a part of the fandom that's going to say, oh, they're only doing it for fan service because they have no idea and they're creatively bankrupt. That's besides the point. You do need a level of fan service in these kind of films to appease the audience that you're gearing towards. You have a large general audience that you want to enjoy the film, but if you also have, us diehard Star Wars fans who talk about it every day, who are passionate about Star Wars, doing something like this, bringing Anakin back, will not only be a nice nod to the prequels, which at this point is more or less well-deserved, but it'll also tell the Star Wars fans who grew up with the prequels, hey, it's still here. The story that the Chosen One has is still going, and it's still here. And that's also an important message, I think, that needs to be sent in this film of, who is this Chosen One now? I really think that Lucas kind of pulled the Chosen One card out his ass when it came to the prequels, but since that was such a key part of the story, it became a key part of the original trilogy as well, and not just the prequels, because the original trilogy is about Luke, and the prequels are about Anakin, and the sequels are obviously about Rey. But if Anakin is the Chosen One, and if this is a family story, it's a family drama, that's what Lucas always said, it's a family soap opera, everyone gets really caught up in the spaceships and the flashy, none of that shit is Star Wars. It's really about the family aspects of it and the struggles of fathers and sons and grandsons now. You really want to see the main figure of the Skywalker saga, the main Skywalker, who was the chosen one, who was born without a father, who was born through the Force. It would be very interesting to see him come back and be a part of the new tale in the Star Wars sequels. So I think it'd be a missed opportunity to not bring Hayden back, and I think all the evidence is pointing to that he is coming back. He has reemerged in the Star Wars fandom, in the community, in the public eye. He's finally really come back. He wasn't really a big thing at Celebration for a long time until the last one, and I think the one in 2015 as well. And that wasn't much of a big deal because it was like, oh, it's the 40th anniversary of Star Wars. We would expect someone like Hayden to come back, and he was a big part of Star Wars back in the day. But now Disney has canceled panel events with him and Ian McDiarmid, and that, to me, shows that he's back. He's back as Anakin. There's a reason that Disney's been very secretive with Anakin, and let's be honest, we've known that Episode 9 specifically has had a lot of leak problems. And so it would make sense that they would try to keep things under wrap as tight as they could be for a major reveal like the return of the Chosen One, Anakin Skywalker, with Hayden Christensen reprising his role as Anakin in The Rise of Skywalker. And I think we know how J.J. Abrams is. He's a big nostalgia man. He wants you to look at the old memories by also creating new ones as well. And I think this would be a key factor into that with The Rise of Skywalker. So I think Hayden's back. I think Anakin's going to be back in Star Wars Episode 9. I think all the evidence, maybe just circumstantial and, all convenient stuff, but I think he's back. And I think his reemergence in the public eye is a big proof of that. But tell me your thoughts below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I wonder if you really want Hayden back as Anakin, or if you want the story to continue without him. Tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Please like, comment, and subscribe because it does help out the channel. I'll see y'all next time, and may the Force be with you always.